So allow me to get something straight. I know this is two parts for a book, but still, I'm only reviewing this one instead of both of them. So yeah, expect them in different videos. Hi, I'm Goji Medzo 1994, and I'll be reviewing Captain Underpants and the Big Bad Battle of the Bionic Booger Boy Part 1, The Night of the Nasty Nostril Nuggets, the six-stepping novel by Dave Pilkey. So let's get on with this. I'm really excited. So let's do this. So it starts out with this class presentation thing where they show off something, and Harold and George come up with a prank invention called Squishies. So basically, Squishies are, you use 2 ketchup packs with your toilet seat, and then when they go to sit down to take a poop, they get splattered with the ketchup packs. So since no one wants to try it, they decide to just squish their fake toilet seat, and everything just goes flying everywhere. The 2 kids in the front were not amused, while the rest of the kids were. Everyone said, "Hooray for Squishies!" So they went to the cafeteria, and they had to be stopped by Melvin Sneedly, which is technically the villain in this book. So Melvin Sneedly is a kid who likes to tattle on George and Harold and is very smart. So he says that everyone is so immature and they have to grow up and pretty much just calm down. And plus, it wasn't even lunchtime when they said go to the cafeteria. So he shows off his invention, and apparently it makes things together, mushes things together. So he mushes his pet Sulu the hamster and Robo hamster, and mushes them together. So now Sulu is the bionic hamster, and he says that he can control him, but Sulu isn't really amused. So Melvin tries to get him to do what he says, but Sulu does this. So Melvin's hamster Sulu actually didn't spank Melvin that hard, but Melvin just cried anyway. He said that he didn't want to see his hamster as long as he lived. Then when he started crying and running out of the room, everyone just followed him and went to the cafeteria. And I believe the bell rang? I'm not sure. Anyways, I have the book right there. Anyways, George and Harold were left behind because, well, they weren't necessarily left behind, but they stayed behind just to adopt Sulu in the process, because Sulu was kind of sad that he had to spank Melvin. I mean, think about it. If you had, well, spanking would be your option, I guess. So they adopt Sulu, and in the next chapter, Mr. Krupp is going to get a coffee from Miss Anthrope, and Miss Anthrope calls him Tubby. And this was actually one of the moments that I laughed at a Captain Underpants book. And believe it or not, Captain Underpants is the only book series that actually makes me laugh. Yes, call me whatever you like. Immature, whatever. Just call me anything you like. I'm immature myself. Anyways, so Miss Ribble actually did a squishy prank on Mr. Krupp. Mr. Krupp turns around and says, "What are you looking at?" And then Miss Ribble is laughing, and then all you could hear was the sound of a door opening, the sound of a door closing, rustling like a belt and pants, and then splat, splat. Mr. Krupp screamed and then came out of the washroom and then pointed at his butt because apparently there was ketchup in his underwear. Miss Ribble was laughing at it, and Mr. Krupp thought it was George and Harold who did it. But Miss Ribble confesses it was her, but even then Mr. Krupp doesn't believe her. So he just storms off looking for George and Harold at the cafeteria. He finds that they were there, but all the grade later he finds out that all the other grades have been victims of the squishy prank from the kindergartners, grade 1s, 2s, 3s, 5s, and 6s. Wow. And long story short, Mr. Krupp goes to the cafeteria and just confronts George and Harold, and every single grade 4 says that they're innocent, but Melvin Sneedly joins in, and now they're going to detention. But when they're at the detention, they create an all-new comic book, getting revenge on Melvin in the process. So everyone's just laughing, looking at Melvin Sneedly, while everyone's just having a good time. Melvin's like, what the heck is going on here? And then once he rips the comic out of a person's hand, he finds out that it's a Captain Underpants crossover with Melvin. Seriously, how would you feel if you busted someone, like let's say they robbed maybe like a candy store, and then you said that it was them and that you had proof, and they got revenge by showing everyone in your school a comic book of you making yourself silly looking? How would you feel in the process? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. So Melvin gets a squishy in the process, and just normally you would think that he would just get embarrassed, but no, he was entirely mad. So he wanted to he wanted revenge so bad. So he went to his room, constructed a robot, and decided to at the same time, he also had a cold, so he decided to mush himself with a robot so he could finally get revenge. But the problem was, he sneezed at the last second. So later, it made him turn into a booger monster, pretty much. And every time that he gets upset, apparently he grows, which is a neat power, I gotta say. So, in the process, he's at school, and when Miss Ribble gives everyone cookies, he sneezes, and then everything is covered in cookies. But believe it or not, being a booger boy isn't actually as bad as you think. I mean, you would automatically win in sports because no one would want the ball anymore after it's covered in boogers. You would have your own personal water fountain, and I guess you would have pretty much anything to yourself. And in the meantime, they go on a field trip to Snotco, where they're making a few tissues, and they say that everyone loves tissues except for Melvin, who's the booger boy now, and he grows to like a giant Godzilla sized. And that's where everyone is like really gonna be really scared or something. So they go to Mr. Krupp, snap the fingers, and tra-la-la. So the battle is on between Captain Underpants and the big bad battle, the Bionic Booger Boy. Who will win? Find out in the next part of this review of Captain Underpants and the big bad battle, the Bionic Booger Boy, Part 1, the Night of the Nasty Nostril Nuggets. Squishy action, smooshy horror, and gooey laughs. The 6th epic novel by Dave Pilkey. See you guys in the next review. Bye!